Welcome to Beyond Broken Hungry. Juggling your career, relationships, nutrition, fitness, finance, try to pursue your dreams, and stay sane can be a bit of a struggle. With the help of expertise from a variety of wellness experts and tips and tricks from everyday people, this podcast is here to share it all to make this journey we call life just a little more balanced. I'm stumbling towards wellness right alongside you, and I'm so happy to have you come along this journey. With that in mind, let's jump into this week's episode of Beyond Broken Hungry. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Beyond Broken Hungry. I am your host, Dara Sweat, and today we're going to talk a little bit about taming your sweet tooth. We've got the holidays coming up. My entire feed on social media, TikTok and Instagram, is like baked goods and all these really super yummy, sugary recipes. Lots of traveling that is going to come up. And I always tend to make the excuse of, I'm traveling, so I can have something sweet. And although yes, you can, I want to give you some tips and tricks and little things that I do and that my nutrition coach has helped me with overcoming, really taming that and kind of keeping things under control and not losing all of the progress that you've done throughout this year to better yourself and to just let it all get thrown away because of 2.5 months of holidays. We don't want that. So I'm going to help you give you a little bit of advice on how to do that. And this is actually straight from my nutrition coach. So these are things that her and I have talked about. These are things that she sends out to her clients as well. And pretty much how she worded it was really perfect. So I'm going to literally just say what she has told me, and then give a couple of interjections of things that I have done to help me through taming my sweet tooth as well. So before we get into that, I just want to update a little bit. I just went to New York for work. So I was in New York City in Times Square for a conference with my corporate job that I work. And it was a lot of fun, super, super quick trip. Flew out Monday morning, was back Wednesday morning. And it was definitely one of those trips that normally when I go on a trip, even if it's like a fun trip, like I'll pack a bunch of protein and I will bring all of my supplements with me. I don't care like how much space they take up in my suitcase. But for this one, I've been really trying to not be so anal about when I'm traveling, especially for something so quick. So I really just brought the essentials. Like I brought my greens, I brought my inositol, which helps with my PCOS, which I kind of have to take every day. And of course my vitamins, like those were the main things, and magnesium that I brought with me. Normally I'll pack like collagen and protein and this, that, and the third. And Doug will literally be like, why do you have to have a separate suitcase for all your supplements? And I'm like, look, we got to stay on track. Okay. But because it was a work trip and things were so go, I really just kind of tried to enjoy the food while I was there. We went to lunch and I got a burger with a salad just because I wanted the burger, but also try to add some veggies in there to make it balanced. For dinner, we went to this Irish pub and I didn't really want to eat anything like fried again. So I actually got this really good salad with salmon. It had like feta cheese. I see feta or goat cheese on like anything in the menu and I'm like sold. I want to eat it. So it was a super filling salad with like fruit and apples and cranberries and pecans, or was it pecans or walnuts? I can't remember. Feta and then the salmon. So like just nice, healthy fats, good balance. Trying to be mindful of that. And then the day of the event, we had a bagel in the morning and then I just ate whatever the hotel brought for us. But there was vegetables like at lunch. So I did try to like make half of my plate vegetables. And then we went to like the after party and there was like heavy hors d'oeuvres there and it was like pasta and there wasn't really a vegetable option. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then I can't go to New York City and not have a slice of pizza. So the next day for the flight, I just, made sure to try to be as balanced as I could like at the airport and then came back home and just immediately slapped back into it. So was balanced and mindful, obviously walking around a bunch because in New York, you can walk everywhere. So everywhere we went, we were able to walk. So I was at least getting some steps in. So that was good, but it was a super quick trip, really fun. But one of those that's just like made me really grateful. I mean, I'm super grateful for my jobs anyway, but like this trip was just it was really fun, very successful. I talked to more people on this trip. I've been working for this company for a little over 4 years now. And there's a lot of members and board members that I haven't actually spoken to. They just kind of see me running around with a camera and, I kind of keep to myself because I don't want to interrupt anything. But this time I actually got to talk to some people and bounce some ideas off of them. So I'm really excited for like the growth that has for me in my career and then things that I'm going to be doing into that. So without further ado, let's talk a little bit more about taming our sweet tooth. For starters, I want to say, like, I totally understand firsthand that one of the challenges you might be facing on your journey towards health and wellness is dealing with your sweet tooth. Sweet tooth for me has been hit or miss. There's been times where all I want to eat is sweets. And then there's times when I could go like months or weeks without eating anything sweet and it really wouldn't bother me. When I was a kid, I was the kid that was at the potato chip bar eating the chips and the pretzels and the rolls or the bread, whatever, as opposed to the cupcakes or the cake. Like I liked cake, I liked cupcakes and stuff, but you would see me more. I was actually just going through some baby pictures of me that I have like randomly on my phone. And in almost all of them, I have like a bag of chips in my hand. So I wasn't really always a sweet tooth kind of kid, but as I got older and as I tried some more stuff, like I love my sweets, don't get me wrong. If y'all hear some like muffle in the background, my AC just turned on and I tried to turn it off, but it doesn't seem to want to be cooperating. So I think from now on, I might just turn it off ahead of time so that you don't hear that muffled in the background. So apologize about that. But anyways, finding a balance between indulging your cravings and maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. But there are some simple solutions. When I started to go through my like sweet tooth phase and I found myself eating a lot of sweets, it's really not the sweetness itself that is so addicting or so craving that you want it. It's the sugar. I mean, obviously sugar is sweet, so like it would be, but there are other ways that you can satisfy that sweet factor and not be consuming the addictive, super like sugary things. And especially because a lot of the sugar that we consume in sweets and stuff nowadays is processed. So we don't want that. So these are just some tips, like I said, for my nutrition coach that have like really helped me with taming my sweet tooth for those times where I eat something and I'm like, I want a sweet treat, but I'm not eating something that's like fully loaded in this like processed sugar. Number one, first and foremost, be mindful and plan ahead. Developing mindfulness around your sweet tooth is key. You have to take a moment to evaluate your cravings and assess like, do I want this? Am I craving this? Or am I just hungry? Or am I just thirsty? Or do I just like the idea of eating something sweet right now? Really thinking about and being mindful about what you're craving and what you're thinking that you want to eat is going to be plan number one. So how to help that and how to avoid that is planning your meals ahead. Planning your snacks ahead and doing all of that in advance to help you make healthier choices and prevent you from impulsive indulgences. Because if you don't have, like, let's say you go to an office for work and you don't have anything prepped for work and you just kind of like wing it, and then somebody's birthday or somebody's retiring or whatever the occasion is, and then there's cupcakes involved. And sure, maybe it would be fine for you to just have one, but because you don't have a lunch planned, you eat one and then you have nothing else in your system. So then you go and you want another one, and then you want another one. And next thing you know, you're like, wow, I ate 5 donuts. Like, and then you're gonna have a sugary like head rush and crash, and it's just not gonna be good for you. So some things I do to like plan ahead to curb that like sweet tooth is I'll pack like a diet soda or a like fruity or flavored like seltzer water. And for people that I think like, oh, soda water or soda is bad for you. Like, yeah, regular soda is bad for you, but like a diet Dr. Pepper or a diet root beer or a diet Coke here and there to help curb your sweet tooth is not going to like hurt you. Now, if you're drinking 7 of them a day, then maybe, but like having like one with lunch or after lunch to like get that sweet factor will help curb that. Cause really it's just that craving that we need to satisfy, right? So number 2 is kind of the obvious, opt for healthier alternatives. We want to satisfy our sweet tooth with healthier options that provide essential nutrients. So instead of reaching for those processed sugary treats, consider natural alternatives like fruit, berries, apples, citrus fruits are great options, or Greek yogurt I love to put sugar-free Jell-O mix in my Greek yogurt. It has been an absolute, when Nikki told me that hack, it was a game changer for me on the Greek yogurt factor, because I felt like no matter how much honey, which you don't want to put too much honey because that ends up being not good for you. Anyways, too much of a good thing is still bad. But no matter how much honey I put or how much fruit I put, like that, because I use Greek yogurt sometimes for like sour cream, I just couldn't get like that bitter taste out of the yogurt. And then when she was like, oh yeah, just put like a teaspoon of like cheesecake, sugar-free, fat-free cheesecake Jell-O mix, whatever. I mean, if you have a different flavor that you want to try, like chocolate or something like that, do that. But that has been an absolute game changer for me. And I can eat I eat Greek yogurt every single day. You can do that with a drizzle of honey, maybe a handful of nuts or some dried fruit or dried nuts and fruit, a little bit of granola. I like the Nature Valley protein granola because you're still getting that like sweet granola, but there's also a little extra protein in there and that never hurts. Those are good natural alternatives and they also have like fiber, vitamins, minerals, which are beneficial for your overall well-being. So it's like you might as well eat something that tastes good and is good for you. Number 3, practice portion control. This goes with anything, but especially those treats. Allowing yourself occasional indulgences is awesome. Like, do that. Have the sweet treat. Don't completely cut it out because then you're going to go back and binge on it and then it's going to negatively impact your journey anyway. So if you opt for smaller servings or share your treat with a friend, and then just be mindful about savoring every single bite and just enjoying that, eating a little slower, that full enjoyment of the flavors. This way you can satisfy those cravings without going overboard and totally derailing your progress. Something I focus on in general is eating slower, but especially with sweet treats. I want to take that bite. I want to put it in my mouth. I want to eat it nice and slow. I want to enjoy it. Oh, take the flavor. When I was in New York, I had some cheesecake. I took one little bite. I was like, maybe this is TMI, y'all, but I was basically like making out with that cheesecake. It was so good. I was like, I don't want this to end, so I'm going to eat it so slow. But instead of like rushing through it, you actually tend to get fuller faster when you're eating slower. And then you're just able to enjoy every bite and savor it. Going back to that mindfulness while we're eating. This is important. Number 4, incorporate balanced meals. Sometimes craving for sweets can also be because you're lacking nutrients. And your meals lack balance and inadequate nutrition. Ensure that your meals are well balanced. Consider lean proteins, whole grains, healthy fats, and plenty of vegetables. That's big key here. Balanced meals will help stabilize your blood sugar levels and keep you feeling fuller longer, reducing the likelihood of those intense cravings. Or I love when I see this method and I see like RDs or people coming on and talking about the additional method. So let's say you want a cookie, and it's like that time where you're kind of in that like snack mode and you're like, man, I really want a cookie. Eat the cookie. But how about instead of just eating the cookie, so you're going to eat the cookie and then it's going to like crash and burn you. You're going to have this little sugar rush and then you're going to want another cookie or you're going to need to eat something later on. So instead of just having one cookie, take some Greek yogurt with your Jell-O mix and your honey and crumble that cookie on top of it. So then you're getting a little bit of protein as well. And that's going to help you metabolize that cookie even faster. So doing that additional method is something that I love to do as well. And then again, going back to that fuller, longer, it just satisfies that craving. And then you also don't crash and burn. Number 5, stay hydrated. Y'all, this is important regardless. Like hydrate. I'm pretty sure I had an episode just on hydrating not too long ago. But dehydration can be mistaken for your cravings. Keep yourself well hydrated during the day by drinking water regularly. And if you don't like the taste of water or you think water is boring, then get some like hydration packets that you can put in your water, or get some like maybe not Crystal Light, but like something that's going to like flavor your water, or drink flavored seltzer water. That way you're still hydrating, but it has like a better flavor, or infuse your water with fruit. So like soak some berries or blueberries or watermelon or lemon or whatever to make the water a little bit more exciting. 6 and final, seek support, y'all. I mean, we don't have to do this journey by ourselves. Embarking on a health and fitness journey can be really challenging, but you don't have to do it alone. You can ask your family, you can ask your friends, you can get a nutrition coach, somebody to help you stay accountable to that and remind you that, first of all, you are bigger than what you eat. Like, that is not the most interesting thing about you. However, what you eat is going to make you more interesting because it's going to give you the energy and the proper minerals and vitamins and all that stuff just to be able to make you work better and feel more energized. And also having support can be something that, like, if you're super bored about what you've been eating and you don't know what else to eat, you can talk to your friends or your family or your coaches about like, hey, I need to switch up something in my routine of what I'm eating because I'm getting super bored. And then you guys can swap recipes. You can do something, because I know like going on Pinterest Pinterest is like a little overwhelming, especially because there's so much on there. So if you have a friend that's like, hey, I got these 2 recipes, I love it. I love when my friends are like, hey, I made this recipe and I think that you'd really like it, so try it. And maybe I don't get to it, but maybe I do, and then I add my own flair to it. So then it becomes like mine, and then I'm satisfied, it's good, it's yummy, it's healthy. It's just really good to have that circle of support, especially when you're on this wellness journey. Remember, achieving health and wellness is a holistic process, and it's so important to be kind to yourself along the way. A treat every now and then is perfectly fine as long as you are maintaining balance and moderation. By implementing these strategies, it can really help you stay committed to your goals. You're not going to fall off the wagon. You're going to enjoy things every now and then, but you're also going to do it in a balanced and moderated way and achieve your goals while having your donuts. How good does that sound? You absolutely can achieve a happier and healthier you and still have your sweet treats. So let's make this holiday season the season that we are able to enjoy but not overindulge and stay balanced. You got this, friend. Till next time. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you aren't already, be sure to subscribe to Beyond Broken Hungry wherever you get your podcasts so you get notified every time a new episode drops. It would also mean the world to me if you rate, review, and share the podcast too so more people can join the BBH tribe. Until next time, you got this, friend.